Hello friends, in this video we will try to discuss the importance of for each function in Pyspark. So first of all we'll try to discuss what is for each function. For each is an action operation which is available in RDD as well as data frame in order to iterate or loop elements in the data frame. Okay, so the for each function, it won't return a value, instead it executes the input function on each element of an RDD or data frame. Okay, so we'll try to see that into practical how to implement a scenario with for each. So topic is for each function. Now as discussed, for each is an action operation that is available in RDD comma data frame in order to iterate or loop elements in the data frame. Okay, now the another important point which we need to recall. So this won't return the for each function doesn't return a value, instead it executes the function on each element of an RDD or data frame. Okay, so these are the 2 points which we need to consider when it comes to the for each. Now for each syntax we'll see. So the syntax of for each is data frame dot for each of function. Okay, so this is the syntax. Now so for each is an action operation which is available in RDD and data frame in order to iterate or loop elements in the data frame. And the second point to be noted, for each function doesn't return a value, instead it executes the function on each element of data frame or RDD. Okay, so this is the syntax of this. Now we will try to create some sample data, and then we will try to apply for each function of some of the concept called accumulators. Okay, now first of all we will try to take an necessary libraries which requires for our operation. Pyspark.sql import Spark session from Pyspark.sql functions import star. So we are taking all the functions. Now creating Spark session. Okay, Spark session is an entry point for the Spark programming. Spark session dot builder dot application name, let's say for each demo dot master, let's say local dot get dot create. We have created Spark session. Now we'll take sample data for our operation. Let's say columns equal to, we'll try to take some sequence number and employee name. Okay, now we'll try to pick up data. So let's say sequence number 10 and employee name is, let's say, Ramesh. Now 20, employee name is Shomesh. Now employee name is Rajesh. Okay, now we created the sample data. Now we will try to create data frame out of data. Create data frame based on available data. So now df equal to spark dot create data frame, data equal to data, comma, schema equal to columns, column. Okay, now let's see the data which we created. Now let's run this shell. Okay, sequence number and employee name we created. Now we will try to see for each operation how are we going to use the with accumulator. Okay, so using the accumulator concept, we will try to do the summation of sequence number. Okay, we'll try to see how to implement that in using for each with accumulator example. Now let's say accum equal to spark context dot accumulator. Now apply the data frame, data df dot, applying the for each function against lambda x. Now accum dot, based on the yard method, the accumulator, and that specifying the return type of value will be an integer x dot, let's say, sequence number. Okay, now let's print cum dot value. Okay, this value will be this value accessed by driver only. Okay, accumulator value will be accessed driver only. So using value property, we can able to return the value from that using driver, and here I am using the add method in order to do the summation of sequence number. So 30, 20, 50, 60. So we can expect the outcome of 60. So we are iterating here by applying for all the elements. We are iterating for the data frame, and we are doing the summation using add method. Okay, now we'll try to run and see. See, as expected, 60, 30, 20, 10, the 60. Okay, so this is one example. Now we will try to see another example. We will try to create some parallelized connection, and then we will try to do the summation of parallelized collection. Okay, so the second example, for each with RTD. Okay, now let's take up accumulator. So we'll try to copy the same line here, and then let's take up rdd equal to spark dot spark context dot parallelize. Now let's try to take 2 3 4 5 6 7 8, or else just take 7 and 8. Okay, now we'll apply for each function rtt dot for each lambda x. Now accum dot add of x. Okay, now let's try to print the driver accumulator value. Accum dot value. So using value property we are accessing the driver value. Okay, so what we are trying to do here, created the accumulator variable and then we are doing the parallelized collection. Okay, taken 7 and 8 and then we are applying the add method and we are doing the summation for the x which is stored the elements, and then we are returning based on the value property from the driver. Okay, so this should return 15. So we are iterating using for each. See, it has written the value 15. Now here we can increment, like for example let's say 5 comma 7 comma 8 means it should come as 20. Now see, it has written the value using the add method. It is doing the summation. Using for each, it is iterating all the elements and getting the summation. Okay, so that's all for today's guys. I hope everybody got the concept for each, how to apply it. If you really like this video, please do subscribe, like it and share it, and please do the comment.